we had this situation where a bunch of women started to enter into male spaces or male dominated spaces like gaming, and they looked at the way that men interact with other men, and they said, I don't like the way that men interact with other men. This makes me uncomfortable. You should have to change the way that you guys interact. Your behavior is wrong. You're not allowed to behave the way that young boys, 'cause usually we're talking about young boys and like playing game stuff. You're not allowed to act this way anymore. You now have to basically act as women would find appropriate.
Right.
Go yourself. This is why you have all these young boys that are now being mind raped into turning into red pillars who
Yeah.
hate women or into Nazis, is
Yep.
because they're sick of people attacking them for the crime of being born
Yeah.
male.
Normal male.
Yes. The
Yes.
way that women act with each other is not the default.
In my humble and objectively correct opinion, Idubbbz's arc should be, to a certain degree, aspirational. We have a man emerging from the digital void, reflecting on his past and taking accountability for his actions, and trying to evolve in what he wants to do not only with his work, but how he wants to go through life. We are literally in real time watching him change from an angry caricature that says the N-word in public to someone that openly embraces therapy and can talk about his personal and emotional struggles on a public forum. That's amazing. But despite
These
being
people
That's amazing.
are so full of shit.
I know they are.
Okay.
Totally.
Just because you like, and this is what's wrong with these people. Like their brains are turned to mush about this over-therapizing nonsense. Okay. Just because you publicly cry and say, I have problems, a boo-hoo-hoo, that doesn't mean shit. You can do that, and a lot of people do. Some of the worst people talk about going to therapy openly, cry openly, and they're manipulative, emotionally garbage, horrible people. Okay. Just because you cry openly and talk about going to therapy doesn't mean you're a moral person. And if you could pull your head out of your ass and you weren't so fucking obsessed with your own bullshit ideology, you would say Ian's being a huge hypocrite. He's saying that he's this better person now. He's this more mature person. He's anti-negativity. He's anti-bullying people. He doesn't like the harassment that his wife receives. He doesn't like the harassment that Ethan receives. And then he goes and he does all the same. And that's why everyone's calling him a piece of shit. He's acting like a huge hypocrite. And this guy's going to pretend he's going to gaslight to his audience that that's not what's going on because, well, he has the right politics now. He turned away from the evil Gamergater, so it's fine now. He's a good leftist now. Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't even see. I mean, the Gamergate, I don't really see as conservative politics in games, obviously. It's everyone just chilling. And then people wanting to shove progressive politics into games.
Yes, but it wasn't. At least it wasn't at first. And that was the whole thing. It was that you had a bunch of people who were reacting to being accused of being sexist wrongly.
Yeah,
And they're like, what the like?
Yeah.
All you're just coming in here and saying all gamers are sexist and that you need to change everything about gaming because all the gamers are sexist pieces of shit. And all these people are like, what the you can't just walk into my house.
Sexy women is sexist.
And start criticizing me. Why is there this? And this is the thing that these people never will grasp with. Okay. There was this argument that the way, men and women behave differently and interact with each other and with people of their own sex differently. And we've talked about this before. Like, men can get into big fights with each other and then they can kind of be more friendly afterwards. Women, not so much, right? Or men could be generally more physical, aggressively with each other. Women are more reputationally destructive with each other. There's like different ways that men interact with men and different ways women interact with women and all this other stuff. And some of the ways are good and some of the ways are bad. Okay. And one of the ways that guys interact with other guys in male spaces is they rag on each other. They're offensive to each other. They try to, tease each other in a specific way. They insult each other, often racially,
Hmm.
not in a demeaning way to each other because they're friends, but they'll often, throw these, insults to each other, all this other stuff. And, women interact with each other in different way, and that's fine. The problem is that we had this situation where a bunch of women started to enter into male spaces or male dominated spaces like gaming. And they looked at the way that men interact with other men and they said, I don't like the way that men interact with other men. This makes me uncomfortable. You should have to change the way that you guys interact. Your behavior is wrong. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
You should act
Okay.
like ladies and
Yeah.
cry and
You should
glaze each
act.
other all the
Yes,
time. Lie
exactly.
to each other's face.
You should act like a woman. You should cry and you should be emotionally open to every fucking Tom, Dick, and Sally that walks by. And you shouldn't be aggressively, messing with each other. And you shouldn't be ragging on each other, teasing each other in this fucking way. You're not allowed to behave the way that young boys, because usually we're talking about young boys and like playing game stuff. You're not allowed to act this way anymore. You now have to basically act as women would find appropriate.
Right.
Go fuck yourself. This is why you have all these young boys that are now being mind raped into turning into in red pillars who
Yeah.
hate women or into fucking Nazis. Is
Yep.
because they're sick of people attacking them for the crime of being born
Yeah.
male.
Normal fucking male.
Yes.
Yes.
The way that women act with each other is not the fucking default.
Nope.
Men and women, on average, act differently towards each other. And that's fine. And both people got to fucking respect that. And if they enter into spaces that are dominated by men or dominated by women, they should expect, well, listen, maybe I'm not always going to be comfortable because there's different rules here. There's different social rules here about how they interact with each other.
I mean, the guy cheerleaders, they get it. They go into the women's spaces and they start gossiping and like
Yeah.
glazing everybody. They get it, right? And then you
Right.
always had that one girl who would come into the guy's space and she could be one of the guys. She could
Yes.
mimic. She could
That's what that
hang,
means.
She could totally.
That's what that means. The girl
She
would
could
say, I
beat
could be one
everyone
of the
up.
guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. She could
Yes.
beat everyone up. She could dish it out. She could take
Right.
it, right? It wasn't a
Right.
typical female. She wasn't going to run off and cry. Oh my God, you insulted my nails.
Yeah.
You called me fat. Oh shit.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, look. But so many people are just, you're so right. They want to look at men like they're defective women.
Yes.
No, fuck you. Men are
Yes.
great. And we need to stop taking that. No, there's nothing wrong with men. Men are fucking great. Men are great. Men are useful. Men are needed. Yeah, nah. Male
You
traits
need
are
me on
amazing.
that wall.
That's exactly right. You do. You need us on that fucking
But-
wall.
Yeah. It is a disgusting thing to see. And it's disgusting
Yeah.
to see men like this who have been bought into the brain rot that they should just be women, be
Yeah.
lesser women, essentially.
Well, look, he got out of his female costume halfway through the thing.
Right.
So maybe there's hope.
And so much of this all derives from the horrible fucking untruth, scientific lie that gender is a social construct,
Oh, yeah.
because everything stems from that 100%.
Yeah. I mean, guys, I mean, it's interesting because so much of it is coalition forming, but the kind of coalitions that women form are much different than the kind of coalitions men form because of
Right.
just our evolutionary past.
Right.
So much of male coalitions are like, okay, we need to be ready because we're going to have to engage with other males that are going to want to kill us and take all of our women. Right?
Right.
So we need to prepare ourselves for that. Yes.
I mean, is it any surprise that we have a bunch of young boys who are basically raised to be
Women. Yep.
or behave as women? And it's like, oh, why are people so anxious?
Yeah.
Why are people not comfortable now? I wonder. I fucking wonder. It's so obvious. It's so fucking obvious.
Look, there's nothing more scary than a man who can't control his emotions, because a man
Yes.
who can't control his emotions is dangerous.
Yes.
A woman who can't control her emotions can be an annoyance,
Right.
but usually they're physically less strong than men. So you're not as worried about them, right?
Right.
Yeah. But imagine like any of these like superhero action stars fucking losing their shit. You're like, oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Cut from very much the same cloth as the people who performatively whine about nobody cares about men's issues. The fine gentlemen who make videos like Ren's actively perpetuate a culture in which not only nobody cares about male pain, but is actively hostile towards men expressing it in the first place. We cannot heal what we can.
How, these people are so fucking delusional.
They're totally delusional.
You think it's a coincidence that when all this fucking shit was getting shoved down boys' throats, the red pill stuff just happens to become popular? The red pill stuff was, when I was growing up, fucking red pill shit wasn't popular. It didn't even fucking, if it existed, I didn't even fucking know about it. Nobody knew about this stuff.
I mean, what the red pill stuff is just, I mean, I don't really dip into the red pill culture much, so I don't really know. I know it's framed by the left as just hating on women.
Well, the evolved, like, the pickup artist shit that kind of evolved into the red pill stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't
Okay.
condone any of the pickup artist shit,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm definitely in favor of men being allowed to be men and not being seen
Yes.
as defective women,
Right.
and being encouraged to have some level of emotional control. Some people want to call that stoicism. But look,
Right.
if you are in a place, okay, with a strange man who's large and intimidating, and he starts crying, you're not going to feel comfortable. Okay?
No, you're
That's
like, what the fuck is happening?
You're
here?
going to be like, oh my God, fuck, someone is on the verge of a mental collapse, and I am within arm's swing of this motherfucker.
Look at this fucking loser, okay, who, first of all, is projecting everything not masculine possible, right? Is going to tell us about, like,
no one's afraid of this little pipsqueak crying,
but he's going to tell us about, how to fix the boys. And we have on screen this text that says, if we cannot heal what we cannot feel by supporting patriarchal culture that socializes men to deny feelings, okay, the patriarchy, how the fuck did this shit slip in? It slipped into people's, like, fucking acceptance range. The patriarchy is a conspiracy theory that should be on par with Jewish space lasers, and they're putting chemicals in the water to make the frogs
which he made fun of earlier.
Yes. It's a conspiracy theory that a bunch of fucking feminists, a lot of them lesbian feminists, came up with, that that everyone just is accepted as, like, truth. That there is some fucking overarching conspiracy by men to create fake gender norms for some fucking crazy reason in order to subjugate women and to prop up men.
Mm-hmm.
That there's nothing biological. It's all just a social conditioning by the fucking genius level 10D chess Yakubian men that somehow thousands of years ago came up with this plot to subjugate women by creating a bunch of fake gender norms that they're going to just force on women, and women magically conform to them for thousands of years, and men conform to them for thousands of years.
Yeah, it's completely
It's just
ridiculous.
the most insane high level conspiracy fucking ever. Men must be fucking the most competent people ever to exist to create a fucking conspiracy that's lasted across so many cultures for so long.
Yeah, I mean, I think the social norms around men and women are very pragmatic, very practical. I think it's quite obvious that a man who can't control his emotions is dangerous in a way that a woman who can't control her emotions is not dangerous.
Yeah.
And so in society, we kind of go out of our way to make sure that men can control their emotions. And for somehow a bunch of stupid fucking leftists who don't understand that Men who can't control their emotions are dangerous. Although it's weird, in a different context, they'll say, oh, of course men are dangerous. Of course. I would rather be with a grizzly bear in the woods than a man.
Right.
That's how fucking
Right.
dangerous a man is. But the
Well, that's 'cause
reason
of
the man is
patriarchy,
dangerous is because they control their emotions too much. What?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. The reason the grizzly is more dangerous is because the grizzly can't control its emotions. It's a fucking animal.
Right.
All of this is so defyingly stupid. It's just it's crazy that people believe this shit. But yes, we should socialize men to control their emotions, because a man who can't control his emotions is dangerous. Obvious, right?
Cannot feel. By supporting patriarchal culture that socializes men to deny feelings, we doom them to live in states of emotional numbness. We construct a
This is hilarious.
I know.
This is hilarious. Yeah. Which would you rather feel? Which would make you feel safer? A man who is in a state of emotional numbness, or a man who's in a state of jealous rage? Which one do you think will cause more damage to society, Sitch? Give me your best guess.
My best guess
Yeah.
of I got it for a second. My best guess of what was the question?
Oh, a man who is in a jealous rage, or a man who is suppressing his emotions?
Who's more dangerous?
Yeah, who's more dangerous?
I think the guy who's suppressing their emotions.
Oh, obviously.
They're feeling the
so
pain
much
that has no
more.
voice. They have a mouth, but they cannot scream.
So much more dangerous to society. Yes. That man with emotional numbness, the man who can control his emotions, the man who's mastered stoicism. That is the true danger.
But this is all bullshit, because this motherfucker was just complaining about Gamergate. Okay.
Mhm.
What was Gamergate if not a bunch of men expressing their emotions?
Mhm.
Okay. Outwardly saying, hey, we feel like we're being unfairly attacked.
Yeah.
This is an unfair thing. We're telling the world our emotions. And this motherfucker's like, well, that makes you bad and sexist. And this is where all this stuff is all full of lies and all full of shit. Because if a man comes out and expresses himself in a way emotionally that they don't like, that they don't agree with, because a man says, I don't agree with all your fucking far left gobbledygook political bullshit, well, then that guy gets attacked for being a horrible person. So don't give me this shit about, oh, we just want men to express themselves, because that's not true. You want men to express themselves in accordance with your political ideology.
Even the jocular ribbing that men do is testing them for controlling their emotions, right? You see that all the time. Like, even you see this in communities all the time. They're like, other guys are trying to trigger you, and you're trying to stay not triggered, right? You're trying to control your emotions. It's, oh man, the practicality of it is so obvious. And
Yeah,
this idea that we want men to go around and be emotional fucking basket cases. Who the fuck thinks this is a good idea? Who the fuck thinks this is a good idea? This is a better direction for society.
Right.
Who the fuck thinks the fact that men are actually, there are all these social and political structures designed to keep men in check, to help them keep their emotions in check, are a bad thing? Fucking, these people are idiots. These people are total idiots.
Culture where male pain can have no voice, where male hurt cannot be named or healed. Shout out The Will to Change. It's going to be the next book that we're reading on my book club on my Patreon. Right. Shameless plug. Please give me money, or don't, and just donate to like Palestine instead. Remember that clip where Tom and Ren lied about Idubbbz crying to his therapist? I have a confession to make about that, actually. You see,
you should go to his Patreon, where you can all sit around and talk about how terrible your lives are and cry together. That'd be great.
I hid something from you because I was saving it for this part. And that thing is Ren's lead-in.
And then Ian goes on a podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. Like eating with your mouth full on camera. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that, because people will use that information against him. Like this.
This same person live streamed his
In their right mind can blame Idubbbz for wanting to distance himself from his shitty fans when they attempt to humiliate him by lying about his therapy discussions. That is demon behavior. Reactions like this are also present around him speaking about his feelings of shame about his past content and his insecurity to make entertaining content, which these guys should really have more insecurity about. And it's no wonder that men don't talk about their emotions, because other men will dismiss it and ridicule them for it, unless it is, of course, a man-approved emotion like anger, sexism, or apoliticism. Shame at emotion.
Sexism is now an emotion. This guy's a retard.
Well, it's just
So look, we're like, the whole idea behind controlling your emotions is because men who are angry and fucking jealous and in a rage are dangerous. Okay. The whole point is to be able to control that emotion. The idea that anger is a man-approved emotion that men are allowed to engage in is completely fucking bullshit. Completely bullshit. Even in stressful situations, getting angry is not going to help you succeed, right? Getting angry and triggered is not the way to win in those situations. It's a way to lose in those situations.
Well, and that's what's interesting is that there was, and here's, bring up Critical Drinker, the evil right winger. We had the whole video about how there was an idea that was very prevalent back in the day in storytelling and in movies where it would be seen as a positive trait for the male lead to be stoic and to control themselves. And it's weird because that seems to have gone away. And instead, they kind of like project that now on like the women. The women have to be like the stoic one. Or the man has to be sort of the nonstop talking, wisecracking, character.
I have to control my emotions all of the time because I do it every single day. As she's fucking screaming as an uncontrolled banshee.
Right.
Not doing a very good job of it right now. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk literally could control her Hulk form because she's a woman and the patriarchy.
Isn't it funny? Because the Hulk is the perfect metaphor for exactly what we're talking about. This is why men need to control their emotions. And the Hulk is like the physical manifestation of that fucking reality, right? Men can't control their emotions and they become fucking school shooters, okay? This is insane. It's insane that people are talking about this as if it's a good direction for society. Yes, society will be much better if men cannot control their emotions. That will make everything so much better for everyone.
Right.
God, these people have never been around anyone who's truly terrifying.
Emotional vulnerability is often what men who are closed down emotionally seek to hide. Since shaming is often used to socialize boys away from their feeling selves toward the patriarchal male mask, many grown men have an internal shaming voice. A lot of men have grown to have an external shaming voice because these guys just don't shut the fuck up. The inherent fear of sharing and emotion present in men like this stifles the very notion of the idea of love and growth, because both require a vulnerability that many men would mock in other men. So they cannot do it themselves, lest they be uno reversed and mocked for the same reason that they mock other people.
Am I missing something? Is Idubbbz become a huge success over the last few months? Is Idubbbz on the top of the world? Has he become extremely wealthy? Has he had a huge project that's been a giant hit? Has he won the lottery or something? Did he have an IPO of his business and he's like a major billionaire now or something? Or is he a fucking YouTube loser?
I was about to ask you something very similar because I was going to say, we keep hearing this, that in order to be, that it's bad to tell little boys don't cry, right? When a boy skins his knee and is crying, you shouldn't say, oh, boys don't cry, which, that's a bad thing. You should tell them, oh, you skinned your knee and you're crying.
You cry your little eyes out, bitch.
Right, yeah, express yourself. That's really good. Just
you want
cry
to go
away.
punch your sister in the face? Do it.
Right. So, and we're told that there's some sort of, to really be healthy, right? The man, like a man has to become fully in touch. If a man becomes fully in touch with all their emotions, okay, they're going to be this like amazing, self-actualized, happy person.
Yeah. Did
Who
that
the fuck
happen?
are these people? Who are these people? Someone show me an example. Who are we talking about?
Oh, it's Ian. It's Idubbbz. Idubbbz is a perfect example of
Is
this.
it this fucking guy? Is it Idubbbz?
The guy who got Creator Clash 3 canceled and was a giant fucking failure that everyone hates.
Where are the examples of all these very happy, successful men that have, engaged in all this therapizing bullshit that he's talking about?
Yeah.
Where are these? Please bring me the examples. Point me to this person.
Yeah, let's see it. That's a good question.
I've never seen it in my real life. I don't see it on the internet. I don't see examples of this. It seems like it's totally fucking fake. All these people who get bogged down in all this like forever therapizing shit seem horribly unhappy.
AKA
Who seems happy?
says guys still cry, but crying doesn't fix a broken AC unit. It's so true.
It doesn't. You know who seems happy? People who say I have a goal. I'm going to try to accomplish that goal.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, I have a job. I have a family. I have children. I'm moving forward and I'm going to be strong. Okay. Yes. I'm going to try to be a rock for myself and a rock for my family. Those people seem happy. They seem like they got their shit together. That seems like a good thing. Not this endlessly fucking, oh my God, we all have to wallow forever in this shit.
Not the guys who are like, I'm going to make a YouTube video crying about how people on the internet are attacking my girlfriend.